my live. I will probably wait so other people join us. We have shared the event on other platforms as well. So today, basically, I'm going to be walking us through data analysis with Excel, and I believe you can see my screen. Yeah. And why I picked this topic is because I think data has been looked at as a term that is very big, and people don't really understand what data truly is. And they like I can see a lot of people actually coming into the field, but they lack the foundational knowledge, or like the understanding of what data is and the importance of data. So I would like to start by diving into the basics, like the obvious question: what is data? So data, as beautiful as that word may seem, just see it as raw facts on personal information. It could be like, let's say somebody walks up to you and tells you, "Oh, cup." Like in your head, I'm probably be thinking, "What cup? How does the cup relate to what we're saying?" Those kinds of questions. So data is basically anything that is unprocessed, or or it's in its raw state basically. And now, why data? I think every one of us has made decisions and will continue to make decisions. So now, what if like there was a way that we could make our decisions less error prone? Which is why data is very important, because you can basically use that like actually make decisions. It basically helps you to make fact-based decisions, which can lead to better results, because it will most likely be less error prone, because you can dive into the why, and also like predict what can most likely happen, right? So what is why like data is like very very essential when it comes to even life generally, and and even in the world of tech, and in the global landscape. So what can you use to get started with like data analytics? The first thing you would need is basically Office Suite, because today I said that we'll be working with an Excel, and like to get your hands dirty, you can get some sets from Cargo. I like working with mostly sales data, because I feel like sales data is like very relatable, in the sense that it has to do with like everyday terms, and like we know when it comes to like the the buying and selling landscape, everybody basically wants to make profits, right? So I like working with that, because it is more relatable, and it brings it home as compared to other sets, like let's say happiness data or penguins or stuff like that. Basically working with something that you would understand, to help you understand concepts better. So just go to Cargo. Yeah, cargo.com, thereabout, cargo.com, right? Then I just simply like type, like search for sales, like, and I work on sets that I you know find interesting. Yeah, so you can see like a couple of sales data, right? But the one I worked was, I think it was called the online sales data. Yeah. So now, after like getting our data set, we go over to Excel. I like using the cloud-based one. I don't know. I don't really like softwares. Like, I don't know, but I just like using the cloud-based one, right? So now this is basically how it looks like. But for example, let's say, okay, you haven't imported the data into Excel. You basically go here. Sorry for this. You go to File. They can basically import, like create a blank workbook, and like upload something from your device, and you basically import that data into Excel. So now it's not that I basically like telling people that always make a copy of the original data set. Never work on never work on like the actual self, in like the actual data self, like that is raw. Just work on a set that is a copy. So I basically go here, and I click on this, yeah, and I control C, and I make a copy of the original data set. Yeah, come here and control V. Why? Because let's assume that you want to you like mistakenly like delete a column, or like something is missing, right? You can easily go back to the original and find out whatever is missing, and compare it to the copy that you have, right? So always work with a copy of your original. Never ever work with the original data set, right? And luckily for us, this is like a really really simple. Sorry, sorry, yeah. this is a really, really simple data set. It's not anything complex. It's simple, just simple, you know, simple columns. Like, yeah. So, and I think something that beginners often mix up is knowing the difference between rows and column, right? And I really love how David Atwood described it. Think of a row like the arms of Jesus, right? And think of columns as the head to the toe. So whenever you're confused as to what is a row, what is a column, just think of like all those cross symbols. The arms are basically the rows, the head to the toe is the column. Now what do I mean? Like now anything like this is a row, and anything like this is a column. Yeah, because sometimes now like this set basically has its own has like its own it headers as on the row, but sometimes you will actually see the headers on as columns and not rows, right? So you will basically know how to work best with them, right? So now scanning through this set, because it is not really a lot, you can see, apologies, I want to know who. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to my slides. My indicator rather. Apologies. Where's my office? Yeah. Can you still hear me? To confirm. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you, boys. Like your screen isn't sharing.
Okay. My screen is not sharing. Oh, okay. Let me go back. Wait, did you actually see my screen the other time though? Wait,
Yeah, no,
did you
that's
see
the
my?
thing. I didn't want to interrupt. No, I wasn't able to see your screen.
Oh my! No, no, no. I would gladly retrace. Thank you. Wow, I would have been talking
Yeah,
like that. No problem. Thank you very much.
yeah, okay,
So okay,
yeah,
okay.
I
So
can see your
I
screen
started
now.
walking
Yeah,
us through like this a little bit with Excel, and I basically asked us the basic question: what is data? Think of data like raw and unimportant information. And why is data important? It basically helps us to make error-free decisions or less error-prone decisions, because we're now basically working with fact here. And now how can we work with data if you're an upcoming data analyst? You can basically like ask Excel, visit office.com, and access Excel from there. Then like to practice, I basically like get my sets from Kaggle, and I like working with students with students because it's more homely, like it's more relatable for me, right? So but basically working with sets that you find interesting. Like now you could like let's say cars, or you could like maybe like health, whatever, like whatever you find interesting, and whatever like you can basically ask questions from, because with data you must be asking the right questions to actually understand, like to like get the right answer, or like to get the right answer rather. So you must like basically be somebody that asks questions. And I said that when it comes to when it comes to working with sets like this, always make a copy of the original, because you don't want to actually like run analysis on the original, because you could like mistakenly like use a column, and like mistakenly like remove something sharp. So always make a copy of the original, which we have done. As you can see, I think sheet one. Yeah, as you can see here, right? So I'll put like, can you hear me?
yeah, I can.
Okay. Well, I think your background is okay. Thank you. So now scanning through this like with this set now, it's not as large as as it seems as compared to other ones, but you can easily ask some questions. Like now, you might want to know, as a salesperson, what products should we restock more that has given us the most revenue. And we could also want to ask, okay, which region that has basically pulled in the most revenue? How do customers basically pay? Is it with their credit card, or with or with PayPal? I know which product category also pulls in the most sales, and which one pulls in lesser sales. And again, as compared to like units now, which product sells out fastest, has like the highest sales volume, basically, right? So now to do this now, we can basically work with pivot tables to like to get a summary of questions that we've been asking, right? And also I said like basically now this highlighted row now is called a row, then this one is called a column. So think of it like that cross sign. From the head to the toe is the column, and from the arms outstretched, they are, the rows basically. So now to get a pivot table, so think of a pivot table as a table that gives you a summary of the entire data. So you don't have to look at this voluminous, look at this like thousands of rows and columns to like basically understand what's going on. You can basically like use the pivot table to like help you summarize everything that it's telling you as long as you ask the right questions. Now, for example, like let's say we want to find out which region pulls in the highest sale. We just go here. Sorry, yeah, insert, click on pivot table, and let's say we want to insert it in, let's say this sheet. So we just click on that and we click on, yeah, this new sheet. Yeah. So now it brings out this field now. Now, when it comes to like, okay, we want to know let's say the product category that pulls in the highest sale. We go to the row and we put, okay, product category, apologies. Yeah. And now to know the highest sale, we go to revenue, right, and put it under the values. Yeah. Yeah. So now we can see that the product category that pulls in the highest is electronics with about 34,000 dollars or naira here. Where it basically pulls in the highest revenue for the company, right? So now imagine like seeing this summary instead of seeing this voluminous data set, right? You can just go go over to sheet one, I believe that was, or sheet four. Which one did we use? Um, oh, sorry. Okay, go over oh no, let me go sheet five. Go over there and just see like the summary of the entire table. And now with this, now you can even create a chart to like to like help you better understand it. So to do that, just highlight this, highlight whatever you want to highlight. Click on insert. You can even see it even recommends chart for you. And for me, I think I would like a pie chart for this. And it basically inserts the pie charts for you. Yeah. So yeah, you can see now here the highest one, like we said, is electronics, followed by this looks like home appliances, then followed by sports. So now when let's assume, okay, you are in a company and you have a role as an analyst there. You can basically tell them which category of products they like should actually focus more because it brings the most revenue because people are actually buying that product, right? And in this case, we'll say, well, people are actually buying electronics. So if you want better revenue, talk up more on your electronics because it's like one of the so it is the highest grossing in terms of like revenue, right? So now you can even like go down further and even filter it out to like find out which year, yeah, like find out which year, yeah. Apologies. Can't really see. Oh my god, my eyes are hurting right now. Ah, can't even see. But I can basically filter out. I don't know. My eyes I can't really see now. But I can even filter it further to actually find out. Okay, in this particular year, which one pulled the highest sale by actually using the filter function here, right? So now let's answer another question. It could be like now let's go back to our table, which was in sheet two, I believe. Ah, or sheet four. Yeah, sheet four. Let's just having this now. So looking at this data set again, we can now want to ask, okay, which region pulls in the highest revenue. So basically, we want to now know where our customers are coming from. Are they from Europe? Are they from Asia? So now to do that, do the same thing. Highlight the entire highlight the entire data set. Click on insert. Click on pivot table. Click on existing sheet. So let's click on pivot table one because we want them all in the same place. So let's say we want them there. So insert, right? Yeah. So now we do the same thing. On the row side, we would want our region to know where our customers are buying from, like which region pulls in the highest sales. Then for the value, we put our store revenue there as well. So now we can see that yeah, North America is basically where most of our customers are, and we pull most of our revenue from there. Let me move this so we can easily like put in another chart. So now if you want to visualize this same thing, just highlight. You can highlight this. Insert. Let's also do a. Let's do. Let's do a Python. I think they work best when comparing. So we can say North North America has the highest chunk. So now we can say, okay, people are buying electronics. Most of our buyers come from from North America. So like we can actually like let's say have a branch that that has a variety or has more electronics in that region, right? So now and you can basically do like this for for like other questions that you might possibly have as well when it comes to asking the right question and like getting answers from the data, right? So now with this now, if you are a business person, you can easily like make decisions that can help that can help a business grow because you're now listening to like what your audience is doing and like you are giving them what they like because you are now basing everything you do based on facts, which in this case is your data. So the more you practice really, the more like you um understand the concept of like data analysis and everything in between. Okay, let me also look for other questions out. But I don't want this to be a very short session. So okay, the second is um what are forms used for? In this case, forms are basically used to collect data. So the correct answer would be data collection because whenever like you like see or like oh what's the word now? Let us know your thoughts, right? They're basically collecting it so like they can basically adjust whatever ads or adjust whatever thing that like to actually make their products or make their whatever better. Yeah. Then now data is basically what it is raw. It is something that is unprocessed. It is like it is not coherent. It makes no sense. Yeah. Okay. So yes, I basically already talked about pivot tables. Um. Okay. Yeah. So I think one thing that we should learn is that we should basically understand how Excel works because really really Excel, like to me, it is the foundation for every toolkit in data analysis. Like you can't jump Excel and go straight to SQL. If you basically understand, how to use statements like let's say sum, how to use statements like um, let's say your what's the word your max because they're actually like filter statements, right? Like now, let's say for example, you want to find the highest revenue ever pulled before. Just say equal to max, right? Let's highlight this row. Okay, yeah. You can see the highest revenue pulled in this entire column is what 3,899, right? So basically understanding formulas like that now, okay. And if you now want to know like the least min, you go here again, highlight pull 6.5, right? So you can basically compare because when you actually understand this and outliers, right, you can basically work better with SQL. Because in SQL, you will still be using like select, min, max, group by, limit, like stuff like that. Like basically what you've learned from Excel. So understand that you might actually want to even like master like like master Excel like before you move forward. It's actually very important, right? So I think I want to actually find out like okay which payment like which method is actually like used more for transactions. So same thing, highlights, insert pivot table. Yeah, yeah, insert pivot table in an existing sheet. Let's say sheet 5. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sheet 5. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm not selecting. Okay. Yeah. Insert there. So yeah. So basically, want to know, how customers are paying mostly. Are they paying with a credit card or PayPal? So total revenue from there, and payment method under the row. Yeah. So we can see there's even like a credit card, debit card thing. So people are paying mostly with their credit card. So now with this information, now you can even like start thinking of like let's say having something more like a loyalty points program or whatever, right? Because you now understand how your customers are paying for like your products, how they're paying for what's the word? Let's use a different visualization. Let me see. Mm, let's say a bar chart, which is not great for ew, ouch. Let's see. Let's go there. Okay, let's pick this one. Yeah. I don't even want to delete this one, so let me. Okay. So now we can see that people are paying more with their credit card than PayPal. So with this now, if you are like let's say the BD, you might even like possibly think of like having like a partnership or a collaboration with PayPal, since like most of the customers actually use that platform. So you could like even like let's say roll out like let's say maybe a loyalty point kind of thing, or like roll out something that would benefit both PayPal and also benefit your the customers as well, right? So I think that would be all for this session. I'll probably roll out other videos on basic tricks with data analysis and some standards, right? And I would say a thing I would say is the understanding which charts to use for your visits are very important, right? When it comes to like okay, you want to compare something, what what would work best is let me write this down. What would work best is let's say a bar chart or a pie chart. When you're doing when you're actually working with times like time series or like dates, what will work best is also like a line chart. So whenever it's like time, dates, use a line chart, right? But whenever it's like comparison or whatever, you can use a bar chart or a pie chart, right? You don't have to like go deep into like all those extra whatever. Or like let's say you're looking for outliers, right? You can then use like was a scatter plot chart. If it's like you're looking for outliers and like you're comparing something that that kind of thing. So understanding what visits to use when like for this is like very important because you don't want your work to look very tacky or like you want to like pass across the right message, right? I want to tell the story, in a very clear and concise because like to me I see it as like storytelling because like you're basically like listening to what it's telling you and like telling you like and telling like your founder or telling like your boss or whatever because like you want to like help their decision making, right? So I'll say whenever it comes to like data, see it as storytelling, see it as you communicating value, see it as you communicating a solution to a problem that is very hard, right? So tell the story in a very clean and concise manner. Don't make it too confusing. Don't make it too busy. Make it as simple as possible, but also make it very appealing to the eyes. Make it direct and very short as well. I know, and on Microsoft now, we actually have resources that you can actually use, like like even get started with get started with like learning data analytics, just visit learn.microsoft.com. So like explore courses that we have that can actually take for free. We have some learn parts that you can take under data, and under like tons of things as well. Like now I can fill out like data and see the courses that I can take for free, like Microsoft Fabric, Power BI Desktop, Discover, like so you can basically access all these courses for free using Microsoft Learn, and you also like have a hands-on experience as well. And if you want to like take it a step further, you can even become a Microsoft ambassador by applying for the ambassador role. If you think you are a community-centric person and you're somebody that like that actually loves to onboard people as well and talk about the gospel of tech as well. So I would say you can like it's a very welcoming community, and it's open to everyone to like learn, connect, and also network as well. So I think I would call it I'll call it a wrap here. But I'm not sure if I haven't like talked on anything else. I'm trying to like look for extra resources that can also give that can give for upcoming data newbies. Oh yeah, I would still, and as well like you can also like participate in data hackathons. We have like a couple on LinkedIn, like hackathons, participating in like I think Cargo also has like something that they do for like data people as well, and also like being open to like like learning and like trying new things, because now even even like in the Web3 space now, they actually like get paid as hard, like let's say $1K for like making a dashboard, right? So being open to like exploring opportunities, and like don't be don't be don't be what I say narrow minded. Think big, have vision, think big, have vision, and just see the possibilities, right? And which is why I would even encourage you joining the MLSA program, because you basically like become a part of a community that like helps you to see possibilities, helps you to see like helps you to like see far beyond like whatever you could actually like even imagine or like wrap your head around, right? And also like using like the resources that Microsoft has for you, like the Microsoft Learn as well, which is also like very very important, and like Twitter as well. I think it's actually very good to like also go to Twitter to like learn and like connect with people that are already in the space, and also attending events like DFA, attending like virtual events as well as the um I just stopped sharing my screen. Can you still hear me though? Can you hear me? I think I was
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
okay. I think people recording this follow. Yeah,
You recorded now. You are recording.
yeah. Okay. So I think I will call it a day here. So I would upload it on YouTube. But do you have the limit? The time I make it for, is it 20 minutes?
What do you
How long am I meant to speak for? Is it like 20 minutes? Right?
say? I didn't get what you said.
Like how long am I meant to speak for? Like the requirements.
Oh, it's I think like 20 minutes or so. You should have covered this.
20
It's
minutes.
maybe
Yeah, sure.
20, like 20 minutes, I think. Yeah, it
It's
should
not up to 30
be about 20 minutes. Nah,
minutes.
I mean, you're already done anyway, so.
Okay, then thank you very much. I will share this recording on YouTube as well. So thank you for joining. I'm
Mhm.
super grateful. Bye.
All right, now.